I recently upgraded to a Tesla Model 3 long range. Now, this is a 2018. I love this thing so far. So I wanted to talk about why I switched from my 2017 Bolt into this 2018 Model 3. If you're new here, my name is Kaz. I've been driving full battery electric cars as my daily driver for the past 10 years. You're going to be getting information from someone who has actually lived with an EV for a long time. So there are a lot of reasons why I've been wanting a Tesla for a very long time, but probably the main reason for me to switch is the tech in this car. Now that kind of envelops a lot of different things. This car gets regular updates over the air, like actually over the air. My Chevy Bolt was supposed to get updates. I believe I got an update with the software at the dealer once. Everything was the same. I think it was just more of the back end that something changed in the software. And with software updates, fixes bugs, gives you new features, and that's something that I find very important. I can see having this car for 10 years, meaning this car might be 16 years old by the time I get rid of it. If you're someone who wants to hold on to their car for a very long time, software is a big part of it, and this is going to be updated for hopefully years and years to come. This screen and the software, it works. I don't know how much software bugs other people, but so many of different types of cars that I've driven that have touch screens, the software sucks. Most of the time it doesn't look good. Many times it's very laggy. We're all used to touch screens these days. Your phone, a tablet, maybe your computer, and we're used to them responding a certain way. And a lot of cars that I have driven have very delayed responses in their touch screens, or they can't do multi-touch on them. There's just all sorts of problems with OEM software. With my Bolt, that screen would crash a few times a week. I would have to reset that screen. And I don't know if that was my particular Bolt, or if all Bolt owners had that problem too. After having this car for a month, I have never had to reset this screen. I do know how. That was one of the first things I learned, is holding these two scroll wheels down for, 7 seconds or so, and then it resets the screen. But I have never had to do it because the screen froze. So sadly, that is impressive. The app for this car is very useful. I wish I had access to try all sorts of different cars for longer lengths of time, which I don't at the moment. So I'm not sure if other car manufacturers have an app that equals what the Tesla app offers. I do know that my Bolt app did not come close. If you had OnStar, it unlocked basically the whole app. OnStar, I believe, was something like $40 a month. It was not something that I wanted. I never got to see what the app was capable of with that $40 a month fee. But without a monthly fee, the Tesla app can do a lot. Basically everything that I could want an app to do for a car. So that's a huge plus for me. Another major thing that I thought I was going to look forward to, and it's just as good as I was hoping, is Autopilot. I have just the regular Autopilot, auto steer stuff. It's been great. Today, I had a gig that was 80 miles away, had it on autopilot basically the whole time on the highway, and it makes it so that you're not as tired when you get to your destination. I was able to play my 2 shows and wasn't tired from the drive, and I was able to go back home, and again, not fatigued from the drive. So Autopilot has been awesome. For a while, I think Teslas were the only ones that had that kind of lane keep autopilot type of thing. There's a lot more manufacturers now that offer those, and they might be better than Tesla now. I'm not sure. I haven't driven another semi-autonomous system in quite a while. Ford and GM, Mercedes, all these other different companies, I would love to try their semi-autonomous systems. So if anyone out there will let me drive their car, let me know. I'd love to do a comparison on that. But yeah, Autopilot, it's great. So one thing where the hype is definitely real that I thought was overblown until I actually had a Tesla is the supercharger network. Now again, I've been driving EVs since 2014. Back then, EVgo was kind of the only game in town as far as DC fast chargers in my area. And they were great. They were reliable. Once Electrify America started coming online and some of these other companies, it started getting more unreliable. And then also, because EVs were more popular, there was more of a wait at some places. I feel like if you haven't experienced both sides, meaning superchargers and other DC fast chargers like Electrify America or EVgo, if you haven't experienced it, the reasons for the supercharger being better sound dumb. So the reasons that it's better is you can just plug it in and it works. That's it. That sounds simple. It sounds like, yes, that should be the way that all of the chargers work, but it's not. Without going into a lot of detail, Electrify America, a lot of times it takes a long time to initiate a charge. And with the superchargers, you just plug it in and it works. It bills your car automatically. I don't have to pull out a separate app to initiate the charge. It's awesome. Where I live, I can't charge my car. So a lot of times I have to rely on DC fast charging. Where it would take me 30 minutes to charge my Bolt, it would take this car 5 minutes. That's in ideal conditions. That's not always going to be the case. But regardless, this is way faster at fast charging than the Bolt. And for me, that savings in time is huge. So speed and reliability are a huge plus for this car and Teslas in general for me. I'm gonna be doing way more road trips with this car because of the supercharger network. And in the cases where I come home late from a gig and I need to charge and I don't wanna drop it off 2 miles away and walk home, I can go to the supercharger, be there for like 5 minutes and be good to go. So supercharging network is definitely not overrated. A network like that is a must-have for the future of all EVs. And overall, it's just a more comfortable car, both for myself and my girlfriend who is often a passenger in this car. You get lumbar support, which is great, and the seats in general are more comfortable than my Bolt. Those are some of the reasons why I switched over to a Tesla. If you're thinking about going from another EV to a Tesla and you have any questions, please let me know. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.